What would you do if your smart speaker accidentally orders something completely forbidden in front of your mom? Or if a supposed miracle caused panic during mass? In this video, we recap the most absurd, awkward, and embarrassing stories you'll ever hear. And stay until the end because what happened in the fourth story inside the movie theater, you won't believe it. Once, when we were at mass, my cousin Sardina shouted, "Come on dude, miracle, the Virgin is crying!" Because he saw drops falling from her eyes. But the news spread faster than free Wi-Fi. Everyone was crying, people praying, the priest singing and saying this is a divine message. Then Sister Maria arrived with a little ladder, climbed up, checked the image and discovered there was a leak right above it. And in the end, my cousin became the official heretic of the parish. One time I was at my cousin Sardina's party and a girl at the party got possessed by a spirit because they start doing a contest, one of those they do at parties, to win some lame prizes. But the host was making jokes that really made me cringe, so I thought I better live in an Uber. But when I checked, the Uber cost $380. So I said, maybe I actually feel like staying a little longer. But during that time, the worst happened. A girl went out to compete. She started looking everyone in the eyes in a really uncomfortable way. Then she grabbed the microphone and started speaking in another language. And everyone at the party felt super uncomfortable and we were all like, what's wrong with this girl? But in the end, her parents had to take her out of the party with a priest so he could bless her. It was, I love you, God. I loved you, God.
I trust in you, Jesus. I trust in you. I love you.
I love you. Once, when I was going to put food in the refrigerator, I got freaked out by the little light inside because I wanted the light to turn off without closing it. So I would stay there looking through the little gaps in the fridge door to see if the light would turn off. And one day, my older brother caught me off guard, came over to where I was and really scared me. It was so bad that I jumped in fright and the freezer door was open and I hit my head really hard. The good thing is that in the end, I achieved my goal. I turned off the fridge light without closing it all the way. One time when I was at the movies with my friend El Panzas, Loco peed on someone sitting in front of us and there was almost a big fight. Because that guy in the middle of the movie kept saying, "Dude, I need to pee, dude, I need to pee, dude, I need to pee." But he didn't want to go because the movie was good. So he grabbed a little bottle he had, knelt down and tried to pee right there in the movie theater. But the dummy missed and peed on a man in front of us. The man stood up very angry and ready to fight. But then he realized it was a short chubby kid and didn't do anything to him out of pity. One time my brother Rodilla was warning me that my dog Mickey pees a lot because he had peed on his bed and almost pooped. But I was going to let him stay on my bed because I thought to myself, poor thing, he must be bored of being outside all day. But while my brother was telling me all that, Mickey had already gotten on the bed with my girlfriend. So while my brother was telling me everything, Mickey was already peeing on my bed, right on my pillow. And my girlfriend comes in yelling, he peed, and right on your pillow. And I was like, damn it, Mickey, I'm gonna give you away to some Chinese guy so he can make soup out of you. At that moment, Cell felt true terror. One time when I was 11 years old, I made my whole school believe that I had pepper spray, actual pepper spray, because my cousin Sardina had given me a fake one that they sold at a joke shop, but it looked identical to the real one. It had a cap, a button, and even made the psst sound, but actually it was just air, so everyone saw me as the dangerous one in the class. But one day, for messing around like a fool, I pressed the button in front of the principal, and the sound was so loud that they activated the emergency protocol and wrote me up. One time when my Aunt Petronila turned on her new ultra turbo smart speaker, suddenly that thing started yelling, "National emergency! Woo woo! Evacuate! Woo woo!" And we all started thinking that war had broken out, and my grandma Chona was shouting, "It's the end of the world, dear God!" Then Tiso grabbed his bike helmet, Panza got into the washing machine for protection, and my dad was already praying the whole rosary, and he doesn't even know it. But in the end, we found out that the speaker was just connected to the Chilean news channel by mistake. And since that day, we call her the Apocalypse Alexa. Apocalypse! One time my brother almost killed me, literally from laughter, because we were playing a game. But once we were in the match, he started saying, "Careful, sweetie, you're going to fall. Oh, you're going to fall, sweetie." And I got nervous and fell because the dummy started making fun of me. But then he started laughing in a super crazy way, which made me laugh a lot. But then we didn't even know what we were laughing about anymore. And from laughing so much, there came a moment where I couldn't even breathe and my chest hurt. But then there was another friend there who from laughing fell backward with his chair. And I literally felt like I was getting facial paralysis because I just couldn't stop laughing and I wanted to breathe, but I couldn't. And whew, luckily my girlfriend smacked me so I'd stop laughing. Once, when I was a kid, I thought the girl from the ring was appearing on my grandma's TV at 10 at night because I was watching Curious George. Then the whole TV started glitching, like when the girl from the ring was about to come out of the TV. And just a month before, I had watched that movie with my grandma. So I ran out of the living room because I thought I was going to get scared. But actually, it was just that the DVD disc was scratched and got stuck, and that's why it started to glitch. But thank God it wasn't the girl from the ring. One time, my friend El Panza ate some hot dogs that had salamander poop on them because once we had a sleepover with friends and we bought a pack of 38 hot dogs. Since there were so many left, we put them on the bathroom floor to keep them out of the way. But when we went to bed, we forgot about the hot dogs and left them there. But the next morning, I wake up and see El Panza super chill, scarfing down the hot dogs, and I ask him, "Dude, where did you get that?" And he says, "From the bathroom." And I'm like, "Is that salamander poop?" And he says, "No way, I thought they were Choco Crispies." And he had already eaten two. One time my mom bought me a realistic inflatable doll by accident because I had added it to my Amazon cart. But then my mom comes in to scold me for leaving my clothes out. And suddenly Alexa says, "Yes, buying everything in your cart." Then my mom warns me not to leave my clothes out again. She didn't finish her sentence because Alexa started saying, "Buying realistic inflatable doll for men." And I said, "Alexa, no." But it was already too late. Alexa had already bought it and my mom gave me a whipping with her belt and said, "Did you order that? Did you order it?" And then she... Once, when I was in middle school, they punished me by making me write 1,000 lines for something I had done wrong. They sent a disciplinary note home for talking in class. And I thought if my mom saw it, she'd send me to live with the plants. So I grabbed a pen, took a deep breath like a professional forger, and signed Manuel's mom. But the next day, the teacher checks the paper and says, "What an elegant signature! Tell your mom to come sign the festival certificates." And I was like, oh man, I had already volunteered my mom without telling her. So my mom showed up confused. She saw my fake signature on the table and said, "This kid doesn't forge, he makes art." They made me write the signature 1,000 times for forging it too well. Once at the supermarket, I almost made my mom spend over 3,000 pesos while we shopped. She said, "Go get some apples and anything else we need." So I took her at her word and grabbed 2 kilos of apples. Then I went to the toy aisle and grabbed 12 packs of Nerf darts because I needed them. And when I got to her, I said, "Don, this is what we need." And she said, "Son, don't be silly. What we need for the house, not for you." And FF, I had to go put back all the packs of darts. But at least she bought me one little pack, right?